Hey loves. So it's your girl Queen A. So I hope y'all enjoying y'all day on this lovely Sunday. So get on in here, get on in here. And before we move forward, I want to make sure that y'all know today is Motivational Sunday. So some few things that's going to be different. I want to go ahead. I want to get on here and share with you all. So as you all know, if you don't know, so I'm in the process of moving. So the end of this month we'll be moving, and I'm very excited about that because that means that we got bigger opportunities. I'll be able to have more space, so I can do more and focus more. Also, I want to make sure, if you don't know about me, let me let you a little bit know. So, like I said, my name is Queen A. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm a personal developmental coach. So what I do is I go around to the school and I help teens and adults who service them. So whether it's a teacher, parent, or any youth service worker, I help them build confidence. And I help them get comfortable with respect, the word no. So things of that nature, that is what I do best, right? So I am starting an E1M1 community, right, that I have. And what that community is, E1M1 stands for Each One Motivates One, okay? So before we get into that, I just want to tell y'all that respect goes both ways, okay? If you don't know, I kind of did this for that. So before we move forward, let me just tell you a little bit about some things, right? So one thing with me, if you don't know, I have four youth, okay? I have four. All right, my oldest two is grown. My youngest two, well, actually, my oldest three is about to be grown. My other daughter, she'll be 18 this coming year. And my youngest is 13. One thing I have learned throughout life, so I have been through it. If you don't know, if you haven't seen my stories on here, hey boo, hey LL, so Cincinnati in the house. So wherever y'all from, let me know where y'all from. You know, drop where y'all watching me from, whether it's Cincinnati, Ohio, if I got some Delaware's, New York, wherever y'all from, drop it in the comments. Let me know where y'all from, right? So thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. From Chicago, hey. I just want to tell y'all a little bit about this. So one thing I noticed, and the reason why I put on here, we have to learn respect goes both ways, right? A lot of people just think, and I go around to the schools, I speak, but even with dealing with my own kids, one thing I learned growing up is when I had my own kids, I could not ask my children to do something that I myself didn't do. And the reason why I learned that very quickly, I learned kids don't do what we tell them to do. Kids do what they see. Okay, so reason why I want to stress this right here, right? So it's just like, say, for my kids, right? I'll just use my kids for example, right? If I tell my kids to be respectful, and when they encounter somebody, you're supposed to say yes, ma'am, or, you know, no, sir, or, you know, if you see somebody that need help them out. But then, let's say when the shoe on the other side, right? Like one day, I remember me and my children, we was riding down the street on McHenry, so I don't know where y'all are from Cincinnati, right? And when we rode past, I kept seeing all these cars. Now, I'm on the opposite side of the street that I seen this guy that was in a wheelchair, right? He's in a wheelchair, but he done fell out his wheelchair to on the ground and in the grass, right? So I see all these cars driving past on the same side as the guy in the wheelchair. Nobody stopped. Now, I'm on the whole opposite side, right? So what I did was, me and my kids, we looking, and we turned around. We went down, turned around, right? And even when, by the time we got back and parked the car, nobody had stopped to see if this guy was okay in a wheelchair or nothing. So me and my kids, right? Right, Mike. I always tell your daughter, do as you say and not as you do. Because guess what? Kids don't pay attention to what you say, they pay attention to what you do. And like I said, so we turned around the car, we go back. We pull over. All these cars that pass this man in a wheelchair. He's laying in the ground. It's not like you can't tell he fell out the wheelchair. His wheelchair was falling over. He fell in the grass. Like, it was crazy. So we pull over, we get out. So when we get out to help this guy up, right? Now, let's go back. Now, let's say if I rewind and I just looked over there and I was like, dag, ooh, he need help. But I kept driving, right? How am I to tell my kids to make sure that they looking out for people and helping people, but yet I'm driving down the street and see somebody in need that clearly fell out their wheelchair and I keep driving? It don't add up. It don't make sense. So in the midst of me and my kids, when we picking up, we getting this guy. I'm talking about y'all should have seen us trying to get this guy in a wheelchair because the guy's kind of heavy. And if you see, you know, Queen A, you know I'm not a heavy person, right? I'm a little person. You know, me and my children. So we up there, we struggling, but we get this guy in the wheelchair, right? When we get him in the wheelchair, he thanked us so much. You know, like he was salty because he had been stuck there for a minute. This man said he had been stuck there for a while and nobody stopped to help him get in his wheelchair. That was a problem for me and my kids. And my kids even felt bad, right? My kids like, Dad, Mom, so nobody stopped and I had to explain to them. This is why I stress to y'all to make sure that y'all make better choices. This is why I tell y'all to make sure that y'all help somebody out. Because people forget that we all are people, right? So let's just say something happened to you and you end up in a wheelchair. And you ain't not even got to end up in a wheelchair permanently, right? Or let's say like something just happened and you know you're something sprung and you just can't walk for that day. So you just happen to need a wheelchair, right? And then you ride in your wheelchair and it fall over and you fall out. Now you stuck out there outside and you see a million cars driving past and nobody stops to even ask you if you're okay. How would you feel? I love you. You're doing it amazing. Oh, thank you, baby. That's my youngest right there on Facebook. Thank you, boo. She smiled and say, hey, Mama, I love you. You're doing an amazing job. So inspirational. I appreciate that, boo. Now, how would you feel? But how would you really feel if you fell out of a wheelchair and everybody, instead of them deciding, even the people that's walking did not help this guy. So everybody walking past you, driving past you, and nobody even took the time to pull over and give you help. You would feel some type of way. You'll feel angry, you'll feel aggravated, all types of stuff, right? Nobody decided to pull over and help that man. So this is why I say it, but a lot of people that's riding past in them cars, the same people that want to pull over to get this man in the wheelchair help is the same people that's wondering why they going through life the way they going through it, right? The same people that looked over there like, shoot, they ain't got nothing to do with me, I got to keep going. The same people, shoot, I'm running late, I got to keep going. But then you wondering why you going through stuff in life. You wondering why, you know, things are happening in your life. And I'm going to tell y'all, the universe got a very strong way of making you remember what you dish out. So when you look and you see somebody in need and you don't help, and then you turn around and wonder why you going through it, I need you to think. Because a lot of times when you're going through it, you can think and you know why you're going through it. I know I do. Every time I'm going through something, I can sit back and think like, dang, you know what, I should have did X, Y, Z. If I would have did this, it would have been a little different. You see how that is? Right? That's an awful feeling. So this is why I go around and teach teens, and I also teach adults that deal with teens, right? Because in order to teach the teens and help the teens in school, I got to help the teachers as well and the parents as well. It don't go one way without the other, right? Because in order for me to show them what respect is, I have to make sure that the teachers and the parents understand what respect is, right? Because the teachers, this is another thing. As a teacher or as a parent, you can't sit up there and ask the child to respect you, but yet and still you cussing them out. You calling them all different type of names. You calling them every name in the book, but you ain't calling them by their name. You get what I'm saying? We got parents out here cussing their child out, calling them a H, a B, and everything else you would think of. But then you wondering why they being disrespectful, right? Why they don't know how to act. Why they don't know how to address people properly by their name. Why they out here being disrespectful, right? It go both ways. Right, El? It go both ways. You can't expect kids to give out something they never seen you give. So as a parent or as a teacher, if you're always feisty or you're always angry, you're going to get back from that student what you're putting out. A lot of y'all teachers, if y'all go in there angry or y'all so disrespectful to the teens, then y'all wonder why they acting the same way with you. They're just feeding off of your energy. They're giving you back what you've given to them. And I know this for a fact because I go in schools. Let me tell y'all, I can see the attitudes before they introduce me. Every class I've talked to, right, before they introduce Queen A, they can say, you know what, they can get a little spiel. I see the kids, they all like this in the chair. They all rolling their ass. But when I get up there and speak, and by the time I get through, I haven't talked to a class yet that didn't love me. Now, I'm not saying it might be one or two that probably didn't want to hear it. That's just life. But for the most part, guess what? They love it. They listen. They put their phones up when I ask them. They're answering questions. Why? Because guess what? They're giving me back the same energy that I give them. The kids can truly tell that I care. They know I'm not there for play. I don't do this for play. I'm not doing this. I don't care about if I get 1 like or 50 likes or 1,000 likes, right? I'm going to go into school and speak the same way regardless of what. I don't ask them to respect me, but I'm calling them out their name. I'm going to ask them to do something that I'm giving them when I go into school. I give them a ton of respect. Which is why I feel comfortable in asking for that respect. Right? So I just want y'all to understand. It go both ways. It go hand in hand when you're dealing with a youth. When you're dealing with a teen. Okay? And also, I want to tell y'all, so this Sunday starts, I'll be going live every Sunday at 5, right? And then Monday through Thursday, I'll be going live giving away tips and tricks in my E1M1 community, right? That's my Each One Motivates One community, right? Because this is more so like my personal profile. So, you know, I definitely want to make sure that y'all get a lot. But people who want to rock and make sure that they want to get that uplift and that motivation, make sure that y'all add me and I'll add y'all to my E1M1 community. I'm going to be giving out tons and tons and tons of information of how to help you become confident, how to help you know and understand what respect is and know and exactly understand what respect is. I want to help you become a better you, help you get comfortable and believing in yourself, help you get comfortable with getting over the word no, right? These are things that I'm going to be going over. I'm going to be bringing speakers in a group, right? Speakers are going to be coming on. They'll be giving your aspect of ways of how to be more confident. Right? So I'll be bringing different speakers on. So it's going to be a lot of different things going on from that, right? And we'll also be doing a whole lot of great things in that community. So make sure that y'all comment, add me if you want to be added to that community, okay? Comment, add me. You can inbox me, whatever you want to do to be added to the E1M1 community, which E1M1 stands for Each One Motivates One, okay? So that is what we'll be doing. I want to make sure y'all know. But I definitely want to come on here because a lot of people got it twisted. They think just because a child is a child that they don't have to, you know, that they don't have to give the child respect in order for the child to give them respect. No, it works both ways. Even with my kids. My son is grown now, right? I got kids that's grown. When I come in my son and ask him to do certain things now, guess what? I have to ask him with a certain level now because he's a grown man. He's grown now. And I expect the same respect that I'm giving him. Meaning he's going to give me the respect. He's not going to come at me crazy because I'm not coming at him crazy. I'm giving him that level of respect of knowing that he has aged to a grown man. But at the same respect of knowing that I'm his mother first. Right? So we have to understand and get these things down pat. Okay, LD, I got y'all. You already know. You definitely know I'll add you, D and L. I'll make sure y'all add. And D, you know we'll be talking. We'll definitely be talking. We'll definitely be talking more. But we definitely got to understand these things, right? And this is why I wanted to come in here, because I see this a lot of times. And a lot of times, and I want to tell parents this too, because a lot of times what I see is parents think it's a game when a child is younger and they being disrespectful. Parents, get it together. Understand, if a child is doing this when they're young, they're going to do this to you or somebody else when they get older. If a child is calling somebody out their name when they're young, they're going to do it to you or somebody else when they're older. Expect that. Stop acting surprised. Right? If a child is, you know, like y'all got these boys out here that's telling people to, you know, suck they thing and y'all think it's cute. Well, guess what? When they get older, when they say it to you or the teacher or somebody else, don't feel surprised then and don't be shocked and wondering why. Right? So I want y'all to understand. These are things that we got to understand. So, and then when you allow things to a certain extent, you got to expect things on a certain level, right? Because sometimes as parents, we allow children to do things that they shouldn't do as a child, but then we expect a child from them still. But you're letting them do adult things, right? If you're letting kids do adult things, you got to expect them to return as and act like they're doing adult things. They're not going to act as such in a child manner because you're not keeping them in that space. So these are things that we talk about in the E1M1 community because we have to get the gray area out our head. We got to understand what's the level of respect that we supposed to give children. Yes, children are supposed to give us up level respect, right? Because we're adults. But how do they know to give you that respect as an adult if you're not giving that level of respect as an adult? You get what I'm saying? If you're not giving them adult, how can they give you teen or kid, right? Or stay in my place? So these are things that we have to learn how to do, right? Didn't think it'd happen to me, right? We don't think it'll happen to us. But these are things we have to reiterate and rethink and regroup and repurpose in our mind, right? Because it's not over. We just got to learn how to take the proper steps and walk out of fear, right? Walk out of fear and overcome them obstacles, right? That's why in the E1 community, E1M1 community, we will learn how to get over our fears, right? Challenge our fears, overcome our fears, because fears is like lessons. In order for you to grow, it's going to be some things that you ain't going to be comfortable doing. But in order for you to get the respect that you want and that you're looking for, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. And a lot of us still, in that space because we don't want to deal or do the things that are required to get the level of respect that we're expecting. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, let me know that makes sense, right? So like I said, if you want to join the E1M1 community, make sure that you put add me. I'll make sure that I add you. We'll be live in there Monday through Thursday. We'll be going in deep depth. We'll be going in a whole, giving, a lot of tips, a lot of, steps that we can do to improve and be confident and to be respectful, right? And this will start the beginning of next year because I'll be moving this year. So I'm excited. I'm about to move. So I'm very excited about that. So once I move, we'll be able to dive deeper because I have way more space. So I can't wait. And these are the things we're going to talk about, right? So I want y'all to understand, whatever you put out in this world, like they said, that's what you're going to get back. A lot of us are surprised with what we're getting back, but we forgot what we put out. A lot of us been so evil. A lot of y'all been so disrespectful. Y'all whole life had that I don't care attitude, and now you wondering why it's a whole lot coming back, right? So these are things that we're going to talk about. And I can't wait to meet you all there, right? DL, anybody else, let me know if y'all want me to add y'all. I'll definitely make sure I add y'all to the community, right? Like I said, I'll be going live on my personal platforms only on Sundays at 5, right? Giving y'all some motivation. But if y'all want to get into the steps and the opportunities and different things you can do to improve your mind frame, make sure you put add me. That's what we're going to be going over in the E1M1 community. All right. So make sure you put add me. I'll add you to that community. So I hope y'all got something from this. If y'all got something from this, give me some hearts. Right? Give me some hearts or something. Let me know y'all got something from this. Right? Let me know y'all enjoyed this. Whether y'all watching the replay or whatever. Let me know y'all enjoyed this. Okay? And until next time, right? If don't nobody else love you, know Queen A loves you. Okay? Always. Until later. Love you.